The Prime Minister of Pakistan is requested to come upon the stage to represent his country in the United Nations.
Assalamu alaikum. Peace be on you, all of you, including me. Though it is understood that me is also you and you me, even logically speaking, if you are in peace, then you will be less harmful for me. And it is scientifically proven as well that we are connected to each other at some level as human beings, and to every particle of the universe at some other level. So your satisfaction will ultimately be my satisfaction as well. Up till now, I have not met or read any anthropologist or religious scholar or atheist or scientist who may claim that you human beings are not the progeny of same father and mother, whoever he, she was, is. It is up to your own belief. Yes, it is possible that your concept of peace may be different from mine. Some of you may not want to be peaceful. They may think that peace is death, life is excitement. So no problem. Let me say, excitement be on you, happiness be on you, your desires be on you, your desires, whatever they are, at least harmful to none, if not bounteous to everyone. Anyway, whether I may be able to bestow something on you or not as per your desires, you may clear your head from the idea that I can ever be harmful to you, because I have come to know that you are my part and I am yours at some essential level, and all of us are part of this body of the universe at some greater and subtler level. I am aware of the fact that this idea may be questioned, scrutinized and criticized from 1,000 angles, and I welcome all that. As for your belief, you may be monotheist, I welcome. You may be polytheist, I welcome. You may be atheist, I welcome. You may be existentialist, I welcome. I am all theist. You may be socialist, I welcome. You may be communist, I welcome. You may be racist, I welcome. You may be dictator, I welcome. You may be nationalist, I welcome. You may be humanist, I welcome. I am omniist. I am a man, a human being, a Pakistani Muslim. I am a Muslim. Peace for every ideology, peace for every ism. Today I am here to speak with you. I won't speak alone. I have to speak with you with all the sounds and the colors ever emerged, the voices of all the philosophers and theorists, and thoughts of all the scientists and all reformers, acknowledged and unacknowledged. I was there in their thoughts, and they echo in my voice, and they do reflect in you. Again, you may have many questions and objections about what I have tried to say. You may question, you may object. You are welcome, my brothers and sisters. Tell me something better that is unanimously acknowledged and accepted by all the nations of the world. I would welcome it. My dear ones, if this oneness of humanity is objectionable, then tell me something that is not questionable in this era of post-structuralism. Today I have a lot to share with you people beyond the dimensions of East and West, beyond the boundaries of continents and religions. Your visions of life, world and politics are with you. I do respect whatever your visions and beliefs are. I have my own. Today I have a lot to share with you people beyond the dimensions of East and West. I don't believe in nationalism. I believe in internationalism, though I am representing a nation in UNO today, but I am also representing the whole humanity at some level, and all of you are doing the same at your level. If any continent or any nation thinks that she will be happy at the cost of other nations' grief, it is totally unpractical idea from every point of view. Has it not been proven in world wars? If our Mars is destroyed, it will surely affect our Earth at minor or major level. How you can dream that by destroying one part of the world, the other can flourish? This act may add a lot in raising your bank accounts, your business markets and your oil reserves, but nature has its own laws. Your policies, even based on scientific principles, must not be helpful for you in the long run if they are against human beings. Though they seem very successful for the time being, what about the scientific facts that have to be explored yet? What would you do if they were proven against your policies with complete disaster? To what extent you have explored the universe and nature? So I implore you people to come to this oneness, though with your own unique colors and shapes. Your real happiness lies in your laughter, when it will echo among the laughter of the whole humanity. Though this idea of loving humanity is floating everywhere from east to west but not showing effective results. Why? Most of the people think that all of us know it and also striving for it. But listen, my brothers and sisters, listen, to say, to read and to express it is different story, and to taste and know it is a totally different story. By saying water, water cannot quench your thirst, you have to drink water. A picture of the lantern cannot bring light into your room. By saying this, I do not mean at all that I know more than you. Not at all. Not at all. Many of you have more love and compassion. Practically, you might have done more than I'm trying to share. My request to you people is only to come forward and join hands for this cause, for your cause, for my cause, for our cause. If Samuel Beckett doesn't find any meaningful thing in human life, it does not mean that the whole life ceases to be something. With due respect, what he said was his experience, and I have my own, as everyone has their own. Or his nothingness may mean a lot to teach us, but our perception may mislead us. If you believe in the survival of the fittest, then be the fittest to survive. Save your home, that is the earth. Save your family, that is mankind. Protect environment by growing plants and grow animals to replace the so-called modern chemical food. If you believe in the world hereafter, that is fine. So what you will have to reap tomorrow. If you think that this is the only life that you have got, then you have more responsibilities to make it paradisical, as you have no other choice. Make it paradisical by coming out of the hellish life of not knowing who you essentially are. You don't want to injure your left hand with your right hand, as you have reached the biological level of knowing that it is your own hand. So you feel pain when you cut your left hand by gripping knife in your right hand. But I feel pain if any one of you hits anyone else or himself, as I know that you are also my part. I do not want to harm any part of my body. Realization is required, dawning is required, and man's awakening is required. If life is a game, I am asking you to play it with the idea of all win-win, the game in which no one is loser. If life is war, I am asking you to play it with the idea of all win-win, the game in which no one is loser. If life is a war, I am asking you to make friends and raise your army to fight with the atrocities of life. If you want others to serve you, though a petty desire, then make friends, because there is no better servant than a friend whom you can rely on. Servant not in the sense of a slave, but in the sense of a lover, in the sense of providing you anything what you need in any situation. A friend is another himself. If you are killing each other, you haven't understood the sacred Christ, alayhi salam. If you are killing each other, you haven't understood the holy Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you are killing each other, you haven't understood the sacred Moses alayhi salam. If you are killing each other, you haven't understood the sacred and great Buddha. If you are killing each other, you haven't understood the sacred and great Guru Nanak. If you are killing each other, you haven't understood the sacred Bhagwan and Krishna. What is the teaching of Rumi? What is the teaching of Nelson Mandela? What is the teaching of Ibn al-Arabi? What is the teaching of Sadhguru? What is the teaching of Hazrat Ali alayhi salam? Every letter of Seattle's letter is crying to tell you what this earth means to you, to me, to us all. Do you think that the Holy Mary alayhi salam will be happy when you throw bomb and kill millions of people? I know that you have thousands of reasons in your mind to justify killing. Killing in the name of religion, killing for nationalism, killing for safety, killing for law, killing for eradicating terrorism, so on and so forth. I suggest you to try the power of love rather than power of weapons. I suggest you to try the power of love rather than power of weapons. You would get far better result, I bet. Man has subdued beasts with their power of love. Why don't you try it on man? If you are eager to kill at every cost, kill the mistrust you have created among human beings ignorantly. Get up, awake, be you. Come on, look from here the figure 9, but 'tis 6 from place of thine. Let's having one place of mind, save destruction, mine and thine. This you and know will attain the real power when you will share your veto power with Japan, Australia, Turkey, Africa, African countries, Iran, Korea, Saudi Arabia, Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, Philippines, Malaysia, and every country of the world. Every country means every country. You can see in the atlas, make 20 blocks of all the countries of the world. Every block may consist of 8 to 10 countries. The countries in every block will be free to choose their representative country for veto power democratically. They may shift their representation to any other country in the bloc with mutual consent and understanding democratically. All these 20 blocks must have veto powers. There would be balance of power in the world. It would bring understanding and cooperation among the nations. Koreans, I am speaking for you. Japanese, I am speaking for you. Indians, I am speaking for you. Bengalis, I am speaking for you. Palestinians, I am speaking for you. Turks, I am speaking for you. Indonesians, I am speaking for you. Africans, I am speaking for you. Italians, I am speaking for you. Arabs, I am speaking for you. Sri Lankans, I am speaking for you. Germans, I am speaking for you. Australian, I am speaking for you. Afghanis, I am speaking for you. Oh people of the world, I am speaking for you. Oh people of the world, I am speaking for you. Claim your rights from your big brothers with love and respect. Today, the world has grown mature enough to resolve the issues with love, understanding, acceptance and tolerance. Rumi, Sadhguru, Deepak Chopra, Dr. Tahir al-Qadri, Hazrat Inayat Khan, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Walt Whitman, Confucius, Bulleh Shah, Ibn al-Arabi, Karl Marx, Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, the great Maya, whose words echo in my ears when I look at the world of hatred and oppression. If we lose love and self-respect for each other, this is how we finally die. What is the teaching of peace? Laureates Emily Green, Walsh, Mother Teresa, Alva Majil, Aung San Suu Kyi, Malala Yousafzai, Henry Donche, Frederick Passy, Ernest Monita, Christine Long, Martin Luther King, Professor Abdul Salam, Tenzin Gyatso, Kofi Annan, Shiri Ebadi, John Manuel Santos, Dalai Lama, all the peace laureates, men and women. I don't know whether they were awarded Nobel Prizes of Peace for their achievements or on the basis of some other links. I don't know exactly the parameters of awarding Nobel Prize. I don't know why Noam Chomsky has not been awarded and why Mr. Obama has been awarded Nobel Prize. My concern here is not to mess with this topic, but I'm unable to understand why those people invade wars who award Nobel Prizes for peace. What did Nikola Tesla teach you through his inventions and attitude? Margaret Bellinger, Einstein, Lennon, John and Barnabé, Vladimir Lenin, Newton, Alexander Fleming, Louis Pasteur, Stephen Hawking, and many acknowledged and unacknowledged ones. You know the men and women of your countries who mattered in your being here today, apart from whatever their religions were or whatever theologies they believed or believe in. What did they all teach you, all us as human beings? You might have heard about Charlie Chaplin. English people, if you don't understand me, let me speak his words. Precious than all your diamonds and pearls, more appealing than all your logics and reasoning, with the permission of his soul, let me quote him. He says, I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That is not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone, if possible. Jew, Gentile, black, men and white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. तू भी आदम, मैं भी आदम, आदम सबकी जात, आदम ही जब आदम काटे, फिर मैं बचूं ना आप. तू भी आदम, मैं भी आदम, आदम सबकी जात, आदम ही जब आदम काटे, फिर मैं बचूं ना आप. You are Adam's sons, I am Adam's sons, all of us are Adam. When Adam starts killing Adam, then neither I nor you are saved. Oh my universal siblings, oh my universal siblings, I can't let you fight, and I won't. I swear by my conviction that I will take all the burdens of all of you. If loving human beings, caring human beings and uniting human beings happen to be a sin on your part, all countries are your countries. Don't destroy them. The earth is your home and you all human beings are a single family. We have fought a lot. Let us love now. We have written, read, listened and spoken a lot about love and compassion. Let us do it now. Thank you very much.